All right, fans, here we go. We're ready to bring our fighters to the scale for the WBA and WBO Cruiserweight Championship of the World. The defending world champion from Mazatlan, Sinaloa, Mexico. He's the two-division world champion and the current unified WBA and WBO Cruiserweight champion of the world. Weight limit on this fight is 200 pounds even. First, we invite the champion to the scale with a record of 48 wins and 1 loss. He has 30 wins coming by way of knockout.
Ladies and gentlemen,
please welcome Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez.
Boxing fans, are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring at this time, please welcome
Boxing's future Hall of Famer, the sensational 11-time world champion in 5 weight divisions. Please welcome the reigning,
hard-hitting current, the undefeated former 2-time interim WBC super middleweight world champion. Introducing El Bandera Roja, known as the Mexican Monster. Introducing David Benavidez.
The boxing world stands still as Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez collides with David Benavidez in a battle that feels like destiny written in violence. 2 elite warriors, 2 undefeated ambitions, 1 ring that cannot contain both. This is not just a fight, it is a championship-level war of pride, power, and legacy. Every punch carries history, every round shapes greatness, and every second pushes these men closer to immortality in boxing's modern era. Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez enters this fight as a disciplined southpaw technician with devastating body shots and elite ring control. Known for his calm pressure and calculated volume punching, he breaks opponents down round by round like a slow storm. A former super middleweight champion, Ramirez carries experience from elite battles and championship nights. His ability to adapt under pressure makes him dangerous, especially against aggressive punches. In this fight, he brings precision, patience, and a hunger to reclaim dominance at the highest level of boxing. David Benavidez, the Mexican Monster, steps into the ring as one of the most feared pressure fighters in modern boxing. Undefeated, explosive, and relentless, he overwhelms opponents with non-stop combinations and crushing power punches. A 2-time super middleweight champion, Benavidez has destroyed elite contenders with pure aggression and volume. His inside fighting is brutal, his pace unbreakable, and his confidence unmatched. In this showdown, he looks to impose chaos, break rhythm, and prove why he is considered the most dangerous force in the division. Stylistically, this fight is a collision of 2 opposite forces. Ramirez relies on timing, footwork, and body attack precision, slowly dismantling opponents with smart distance control. Benavidez, on the other hand, thrives in chaos, walking forward with relentless pressure and overwhelming combinations. It is classic boxer versus destroyer, patience versus violence, technique versus raw aggression. Every exchange in the ring becomes a test of who can impose their identity first. The first fighter to lose control of their rhythm risks losing everything in this elite showdown. Both fighters arrive with championship pedigree and elite level experience. Ramirez, a former super middleweight champion, has proven his ability on the biggest stages against world-class opposition. Benavidez, undefeated and a multiple-time champion, has dominated nearly every opponent placed in front of him. Their records reflect discipline, dominance, and hunger for greatness. This is not an ordinary matchup. It is a clash between 2 elite champions who have built their careers on destruction, resilience, and the pursuit of absolute boxing supremacy. As the bell rings, the atmosphere becomes electric. The crowd roars as both fighters step into the center, eyes locked, tension rising like a storm about to explode. Ramirez starts with measured jabs, testing distance, while Benavidez immediately applies pressure, cutting the ring and forcing exchanges. Every punch lands with purpose. Every movement feels calculated yet dangerous. The fight begins at championship pace, and from the very first minute, it is clear that neither man intends to give an inch of control. Mid-rounds bring the real boxing analysis into play as Benavidez increases pressure, unleashing multi-punch combinations that force Ramirez to retreat and reset. However, Ramirez responds with sharp counter lefts to the body, slowing the momentum. The ring becomes smaller, the exchanges tighter, and the intensity unbearable. Slow-motion replays would show sweat, impact, and timing battles in every exchange. This is where elite performance is tested, who can maintain discipline under fire, and who breaks under championship-level pressure. Then comes the turning point of the fight. Benavidez lands a brutal combination that shakes Ramirez for the first time, sending shockwaves through the arena. The pressure intensifies, but Ramirez answers with a perfectly timed counter right hook that momentarily stops Benavidez in his tracks. The momentum shifts violently, as both fighters realize this is no longer a technical battle, it is survival. The crowd rises as the fight transforms into a war where every punch could change everything in a single second. The crowd inside the arena becomes part of the fight, reacting to every exchange like a living force. Chants rise as Benavidez pushes forward with relentless aggression, while Ramirez fires back with precise counterpunches. Momentum swings back and forth, creating chaos and excitement rarely seen at championship level. Analysts would call this a fight of elite performance, where skill meets pressure in real time. Every round ends with uncertainty, as neither fighter fully controls the narrative inside the ring. As the championship rounds approach, fatigue begins to show, but neither fighter slows down. Benavidez continues his relentless forward pressure, while Ramirez relies on timing and precision to survive dangerous exchanges. The pace remains brutal, testing endurance, heart, and willpower. Every punch now carries fight-ending potential. This is where champions are made or broken, and both men refuse to step backward. The fight becomes a mental war as much as physical, with every second shaping the final outcome. Ramirez begins making critical adjustments, targeting the body to slow Benavidez's forward momentum. His southpaw angles create small openings, allowing him to land clean counters in high-pressure moments. The boxing IQ on display is elite, as he tries to disrupt rhythm and control distance. However, Benavidez absorbs punishment and continues walking forward, showing incredible durability. This tactical chess match inside the ring highlights the difference between power and strategy, as both fighters search for control in the deepest stages of the fight. Benavidez adjusts as well, cutting angles and increasing body attacks to break Ramirez's rhythm. His pressure becomes smarter, not just heavier, as he traps Ramirez against the ropes. Every exchange becomes dangerous, every mistake punished instantly. The fight intelligence shown here proves why he is an elite championship-level contender. He refuses to let Ramirez breathe, turning every second into a physical negotiation of dominance. The tension builds as both fighters enter a zone where one clean shot can end everything. In terms of comparison, this is power versus precision at the highest level. Benavidez brings overwhelming pressure, high-volume punching, and raw knockout power capable of ending fights instantly. Ramirez offers timing, technical mastery, and intelligent defense built around experience and discipline. One fights to destroy, the other fights to control. This contrast makes the matchup unpredictable and dangerous, as every round swings based on who imposes their style first. It is a true elite performance clash where strategy and violence collide. As the fight enters deep waters, stamina becomes the deciding factor. Benavidez's pressure demands constant energy, while Ramirez's movement requires precision and timing under fatigue. Both fighters show incredible conditioning, refusing to slow down despite punishing exchanges. The crowd senses history unfolding, as every round feels heavier than the last. In championship-level boxing, endurance separates legends from contenders, and this fight pushes both men to their absolute physical and mental limits inside the ring tonight. Ring control becomes the invisible battlefield in the later rounds. Ramirez tries to create space with lateral movement, using angles to reset exchanges and avoid being trapped. Benavidez cuts off the ring with intelligent pressure, reducing escape routes and forcing exchanges in close quarters. Each step becomes strategic, each movement calculated. This is high-level boxing IQ in real time, where positioning determines survival. Neither fighter completely dominates, but both continually fight for control of the ring's geography. Late fight exchanges become explosive, with both fighters trading heavy shots in the center of the ring. Benavidez unleashes combinations that echo through the arena, while Ramirez responds with sharp counters that snap heads back in slow motion. The intensity reaches a peak where defense becomes secondary to survival. Every punch lands with fight-ending intention, and every second feels like a potential knockout moment. The crowd rises again, sensing that one final sequence could determine the entire outcome. In the final rounds, exhaustion and determination collide. Ramirez looks for precision counters to steal rounds, while Benavidez increases pressure, hunting for a decisive finish. The pace is grueling, every exchange more dangerous than the last. Both fighters refuse to break, showing true championship heart. This is where legends are born, in the deepest moments of suffering and ambition. The fight becomes a test of willpower, and neither man is willing to surrender control of their legacy. As the final bell approaches, prediction scenarios open up. A Benavidez knockout is always possible if his pressure overwhelms Ramirez in close exchanges. A Ramirez decision win is also realistic if his timing and counterpunching control key rounds. There is even an upset path where one clean counter changes everything instantly. This fight is too close to call, too dangerous to predict with certainty. Every outcome depends on who controls the final moments of elite championship-level boxing. In the end, Gilberto Ramirez versus David Benavidez stands as a modern boxing classic in the making, a fight defined by power, precision, heart, and championship-level determination. Whether it ends in a knockout or a decision, both fighters leave everything inside the ring. This is the essence of elite performance and boxing greatness. Fans will remember every exchange, every turning point, and every moment of danger. This is not just a fight, it is a legacy-defining battle that shapes the division's future.